Verbal
Imagine the in Living Color Joe Jackson skit with David Allen Greer. Y'all have a pretty good idea of what we're talking about. So, all right, chat. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope y'all guys are ready to have some fun. So what y'all been playing, man? Andre.
I started my trek back through Mass Effect again. Also playing One Finger Death Punch 2.
You
that
mentioned
game
that the
gets,
other day. I have
it
never
gets
heard of
way
that game, and then I
faster.
looked it up, and
It
I'm
gets
like,
way
how do you even
faster.
play it?
You're basically playing with two buttons.
Okay.
Either you're doing a mouse with your two fingers, or you got the gamepad and you dropping back and forth between whatever the two sides are. Was going to say X and B, but that could also be Y and A if you're playing on a Switch controller.
Yeah. Okay.
That game gets fast. It gets very fast.
I saw.
All right, Jack. What about you, man? What you been playing?
So I wrapped up Mafia Definitive Edition. Seriously disappointed with the ending. Because it's like it almost like it jumped right to what you knew it was gonna go to. But I'm like, at this point, I'm in this diner snitching, and we do like one major fight, and it's not even the person I thought I was supposed to be fighting. And after I do like that one big fight against your friend, it's like, okay, now he get the snitching. And then you start seeing all like the big mob bosses going to jail. So I'm like, okay. So I jumped back on Metro Prime Remaster. The only reason why I got off of it originally, I got stuck. I had no clue where to go, what to do. Like I was just going back and forth to the same areas. I'm like, where the hell am I supposed to be going? And when I looked up somebody did a walkthrough on YouTube, and I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. And it was something so simple. And it was like in the beginning area where Samus's ship is at, you have that half pipe, and you got to like go all the way up so you can go across and get the space jump boots, so you can go back to the ice area. And I was like, you son of a! I was like, all right, man. So
the backtracking in that game,
that's why I was hoping they would do some quality of life improvements, but they did not do them.
Bro, I was like, I'm scanning everything. I'm trying everything, and as I'm watching the walkthrough, I'm like, yeah, did that.
I didn't do this.
And I didn't do this. I was like, what the? I said, all right, bet. So yes, I am playing that. I'm back playing that again. And then also I'm playing. Shoot, I'm blanking on the name. It's called Goodbye something. It's a brand new Game Boy Advance game. And I have it on my Ambernick, and you know they did a good job with the game. It's a platformer, like an action platformer game, and it's like you as a dog in this spacesuit, and you right now I'm in the beginning, and essentially within these levels you have like all of what you can do. So that's like double jump, you can shoot in the whole 9 yards, and also you can take multiple hits before you die. But there are certain areas within the game that you'll jump through these portals that will take something from you. So it's like, all right, cool. If I jump through this area, I can't double jump anymore. So now you got to like find a way to traverse through that area before you get it back. And so it's very creative in that nature to kind of keep you on your toes and trying to find a way to complete that level or complete that portion without a certain piece of your equipment or certain type of ability. Going through the level.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so that's what I'm playing. Just really trying not to jump into too much because I know, February is right around the corner with, what was it? Monster Hunter Wild. So I might, and
just probably wait on that.
I'm waiting. It's gonna be Switch something Switch too. So I'm holding off.
That's why a lot of these games I'm holding off on too as well. So,
but I can't really hold off with a lot because March we got
March. March is done. March and April is done, dude. This is like it's Dunsky.
Yeah, when March if you're in the backlog, you just still in the backlog. I'm sorry, you just are.
Basically, I feel you on that. So I've been playing Tales of Grace's F. You guys are gonna see some gameplay of that coming up. I got a couple videos coming this week for that and Ender Lily, not Ender Lily, but Ender Magnolia Bloom in the Mist. Y'all know I love art styles. I love different art styles, and I fell in love with the first game, Quietus of Night, even though that game was kind of crazy. This is kind of along the same lines, but I actually like this one. And I did play the Kazan First Berserker demo. I'm gonna put the first 30 minutes I did of that game on the channel sometime this week. I am not a fan of Souls-like games, and this game is kind of like, oh boy, I'm probably not gonna like this at the beginning if I did play it. So, and I also, if y'all seen the stream yesterday, I played some Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. If y'all want to laugh, check that out. My gameplay was inspiring, very inspiring. Just saying. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I'm trying to be like, okay, I need to pace myself this year because this year I can't do what I did last year, which is just start buying stuff. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, I've already got a couple games pre-ordered, like Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, and I probably wouldn't have got that if they didn't have that new content. If they didn't have that new content, I probably wouldn't have pre-ordered it. Because to be fair, if they don't, I need the Treehouse Live. Because if we don't have a second screen for that damn map.
I wonder how they gonna pull it off.
It's gonna be a press. It's gonna be a press menu. If they don't do it with a second screen, that's wild. You're gonna have to press one of the analog sticks and bring up the menu on the screen. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah. So that's one game I am. Like I said, I want to play it because of the new content, and that's the only reason why I'm doing it. But for some reason, I feel just like with Wonderful 101, the superior version is still gonna be the Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
So, since that's where we're at right now. But that's what I've been playing. So guys, let us know what you guys have been playing. I am going to get Ninja Gaiden 2 Black on my Series X. I just saw how many gigs it was, and I told Jack yesterday I got to move some stuff around. So I just got to move some stuff around because I got a terabyte and I had a terabyte and a half hard drive hooked up to my Series X, and they won't. Some of the games they won't allow you to put on the hard drive. So I had to move all my indie games to the hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta hope to God that they say I can put this 85 gigs. I think I got like 300 gigs left on my internal storage to put this on there. Because I do want to play the Shadow Drop that we're gonna get to. I do like what I've seen from it. I don't like these damn sizes, man. Because you're going to sit there and have 85 gigs. Like, I don't think people understand. That stuff fills up quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting here like, I like to go back and play stuff. Y'all know me, sure. I play Ocarina of Time at least once or twice a year.
I take my hat off to you for that.
Yeah. So it's my favorite game, bro. And since I know where everything is, it don't take me as long.
Gotcha.
To do it. So I don't have to I want to play like I told her, I put a poll up about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and since everybody said do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it not a new game plus. I'm gonna do it straight from the beginning. Straight from the beginning. So this is gonna take a while, and I'm hoping to get hope. I'm hoping to pray that I get it.
I suggest this. Just make sure you record in every gameplay session, just in case. Just in case.
I get her.
You get blessed.
Yeah. Watch I get her the one time I don't record.
You'd be mad as all hell.
Yeah. The one time, and I'm not gonna go back into nope. I ain't doing that.
Nope.
So
nope, she there. I ain't
she there now.
I'm just take a screenshot and show y'all.
Yeah. So, but so I am gonna do that. I am gonna do a fresh game. What I may do this time is actually play Torna first and do it like that instead. Because how I did it originally was I basically got to that chapter. I think it was chapter 5. I think it was where they talked about that when you're in Mortha. And then I think it came out. Then the thing came out, and then I played it like that, and then I went back into the game. So I'm gonna do it this time. Play that first, and then go into it. since it happened like 500 years before anyway. So
he's not gonna play the beginning of the game, hit the flashback, go play the film.
I'm gonna do the flash. I'm gonna do the prequel first. I'll do the prequel first, knock it on out, and then because you can get through that in like 20 hours. That ain't bad because it's very straightforward. So, and anytime you do that, you can go back. You can always go back and get the super bosses, and I always do that afterwards anyway. So, there's that. All right, peeps. We did have the Microsoft Dev Direct. Hope you guys had a chance to watch our delayed reaction. Since it came out when I was at work. Hope you guys had a chance to watch the delayed reaction. Overall, I enjoyed it. I think they did a good job. The only thing I had a problem with was all that damn walking. Y'all could have shaved like 20 minutes off this damn thing if y'all just got to walk. I don't need them to walk to their cubicle. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see that in slow motion. I don't need to see those zoom in and zoom outs of people walking down the hall. I don't care. Show me the game.
Right.
So just like the Zack Snyder version of Justice League, y'all could have cut out a good 20 minutes if you just cut that damn walking out. Am I lying though? Chat, am I lying?
That's my thing. Like that was where I was asking the question too of like that Microsoft went and found their own way of how to do these presentations. And I get it. You want deep dives, and that's actually a great thing. You can see where these developers get ideas from, but like you said, some of this stuff can be cut out. Like I don't I don't need to see everything that's going on. I'm surprised I ain't seen nobody go to the bathroom.
I was waiting for that.
We don't need that. We don't need that. We really truly don't.
Just walking everywhere else.
You might as well do like a real world situation.
No,
like
I don't need to see them walk into the cafeteria.
No, they walk to the bathroom. They walk to a house. They walk down the hall. They walk to a broom closet. They
walking into the library.
Yeah, I'm like y'all walking everywhere. Might as well see y'all walk to the bathroom.
Because I always thought, like, looking at these type of presentations, I thought by now somebody would have gone the route of, hey, we're going to film our entire process of going through making this game and then like dropping it on Netflix or dropping it on YouTube or something. Of course, in the chopped down version, or at least in the episodic version of like, this is what it took for us to make the game. These are some of the issues we ran into, some of the things we had to fix and adjust, and then kind of like bring people into the insight of gaining some type of knowledge about development, considering the fact that social media, as far as gaming is concerned, all you got to do is just press a button and your stuff is in 4K and it's ready to rock. Like, so that's my thing.
And then a lot of times, like some people, the tech enthusiasts think they know everything and they don't know what the hell they're talking about half the time. So that would be nice. The thing is, like with this one, I think to make it better, I think they do need to have a little bit more of a Treehouse Live type deal. And what I mean by that is they need to have a section where if you're talking about a game, show us the gameplay and y'all talking about it while y'all playing.
Yeah.
And talk about some of the things that are important to that particular section of the game.
There you go. Yeah.
Like I would have loved to see that with Ninja Gaiden 4. I would have loved to see that with Doom. And I would have loved to see that with South of Midnight. I would have loved to see those three get that kind of attention. And it doesn't have to be long. You don't have to do 15 minutes per. You can do like 8-10 minutes depending on what you're trying to show. But I think it would be good for people to see that, like have them sit down, show them sitting, instead of showing them walking, show them sit down and have your interviewer do questions while somebody's playing and talking to the developer about what we're seeing. I think that would be a little bit better because this one went like 45 minutes. So they could have chopped up some time to do that, in my opinion, to make it better. Other than that, though, this is probably one of the better ones they did, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah, it was straightforward to the games. They didn't waste time.
And we got a shadow drop. That's good. Got a new game that that I know I've been asking for, because I was asking, like, where the hell is Ninja Gaiden? Because Ninja Gaiden had been like quiet since when did Switch come out? 2012. Well, actually 2013, because that's when they put the Razor's Edge version on Xbox and PS3. So So basically 2013. So I'm like, why did this go quiet? Because from what I
Well,
understand, Ninja Gaiden is so well.
Technically, it's been quiet since that abomination of Ninja Gaiden Z came out.
Oh, the Yaiba, the Yaiba
Yeah.
game, yeah,
That one that came out afterwards, that's when it got quiet.
yeah.
Because that game, it's okay, but it is not Ninja Gaiden quality.
Yeah. And I do like the fact that we're getting that one from Daimyu this summer. That looks like that's gonna be, and I trust Daimyu more than I trust most developers. So I know that game is probably gonna be right up my alley. So yeah, I like that. I feel bad for South of Midnight and Expedition
33. Yeah, me too.
Because I think they should not be coming out in the same month.
No, they shouldn't. They're too close to each other.
Because March is wide open for them because they did the shadow drop now. Nothing's releasing in February for them or March.
Yeah, so I was like, if you can push one of them up, I might want to pull a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and just say, hey, look,
there you go.
This is coming up. We finished everything. This is coming out in March, the 1st of March or something like that. One of them.
Yeah.
But both of them don't need to release in the same month because they're both RPGs.
Yeah, because you got South of Midnight getting stepped on by Expedition 33. That's getting stepped on by Doom. So it's like because they just
because Doom is like what May?
In May.
Yeah. So I don't know why they're doing it like that, but
my only guess is, well, I have two. So my first guess is these games are not as long as we think.
Yeah.
So
South of Midnight probably ain't but like 10 hours.
It probably ain't.
10, 15.
Especially if you say like $40.
Yeah.
Something tells me it's not like this deep game. And I feel like as good as Expedition 33 is, I think that game is going to be as long as you make it. When you talk about like exploring the world map.
It's probably going to be about 100 hours though, straight up.
It better not be.
I'm saying it's probably going to be about 40.
Well, the reason why I say that is because like most of these games I thought would be 40 wind up being 110. Like, and that's just to get through. That's when you stop doing side quests and just say the hell with it and try to push through it.
Because this is your first game. You don't need to be that long. No,
it don't need to be that long. But man, y'all seen some of these games.
We have, but I'm interested. But then my second reason that adds into why I feel like this isn't too big of a deal is because after April 2nd, we'll see that they're trying to kind of spread love to the masses. When we talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, that's going to happen on the 2nd, you can at least say, all right, bet if this was only on Xbox, I could see this being a stepped on situation, but we know this crowd over here ain't gonna play this game, or we know this crowd over here ain't gonna play this game. So I'm gonna leave it so we can just go ahead and give it to you, because I'm not expecting anybody on Xbox to ever touch Expedition 33, not for real. So
that's not their stilo.
It's not that crowd.
Especially with Doom coming.
There you go. Yeah.
Doom is sitting there. They be like, nah, I can wait a couple more weeks.
Yeah.
What's going to happen.
What's going to happen is they'll say, I can wait till that Memorial Day sale.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. Now, my question to y'all is, thanks, RJ. So if it's not going to be over 50, that's cool then.
There you go.
Cool.
Yeah. I was about to say,
that's cool. Like I said, I'm just scared because I've been burned too many times with like companies' first and second game being like $100, $200. I'm like, why is this game this long?
Right.
Like, why? And then you're like, okay, I'm tired of doing side quests. I'm just gonna push through it, and I'm still 80 hours away. All right. So yeah, but this is not gonna be over 50. Cool. So which one do you think is coming or has the potential to come to Switch? I think it's gonna be South of Midnight person.
Yeah, South of Midnight will be the first one.
Yeah.
That and Ninja Gaiden 4. Ninja Gaiden 4 is probably coming. It's made by Platinum too.
South of Midnight, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black and
4.
Because I'm just sitting there like, Platinum made 4. It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah. It's coming. I'm pretty sure they were the first people that got a damn kit.
And then Doom for sure. Like I feel like Doom is coming too. So
because we gotta keep pushing for Doom Slayer and Annabelle for Smash. We gotta keep pushing for that.
We gotta have Doom Slayer. We got Master Chief and Samus all in the same game.
Right.
We gotta get that to happen.
which I think is probably a good idea that it may happen this go round anyway. Because like I said, Phil has been on record as saying they got a good relationship with Nintendo, and I'm like, okay, that's good then.
I mean, look,
that.
Phil, prove to me y'all got a really good relationship and bring Lost Odyssey over to the Switch.
Who has that?
Yeah,
I do.
No, I mean like who?
I was like, who own it? Like,
because
who can make that call?
I'm pretty sure that's a Microsoft Game Studios game.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So that makes sense then. So they should be able to do that then. That shouldn't be an issue. If that's the case. But yeah, I think they did a great job on that. And the only thing, like I said, I would cut is all that damn walking. Just cut all the walking.
Just if you go, I mean, just show, like you said, just show the game while you're talking. Because I mean, it still gets the same point across. And you know, you can hear the details of it, and then, like you said, make it key points. Like, don't be showing me something that has nothing to do with what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But you know, just make sure that it matches up. I at least get your passion along with the gameplay, and you know, it kind of it solves both problems. But either way, you know, even with the walking situation, this was by far one of their best presentations because we damn near got a date for everything, and it's all this year. So you can't
do more of that.
You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
Drop these games real fast. Make sure that the ones that you're telling us about are going to be current.
Yeah, because that was one thing. One of my big gripes about the Game Awards this year was we got games with no title. We got games with no date, and I'm supposed to be happy.
Which that like
Everwild.
Why is that okay?
Everwild. That's all I'm saying. Everwild. Y'all remember that game?
Yeah. Nope. I remember it. I remember the title.
Remember the title that they didn't know what it was going to be.
Thank you. Thank you.
Which makes it even worse too, because like I forgot this. Next month we're supposed to be getting Avowed.
Yeah.
I don't know what that game is really about.
Have you seen any marketing for it? Because I haven't seen any.
I've seen like
outside of like
tweet or two.
Outside of some stuff on Twitter and Blue Sky where they just show the poster. That's all I'm seeing.
Like the reason why I saw it is because there are certain content creators that don't like Microsoft was saying like, oh, we heard it was delayed. And then that same company came out and was like, no, it's not. It's coming out in February. like, so that's the only way I've seen anything on it. But yeah, I really hadn't heard much about.
Yeah. So
it's almost like they're sending out to die.
Basically. And that comes to this. So that brings me up to this topic. So how do y'all feel about Xbox essentially being third-party-ish? Not full third-party, but third-party-ish.
I said this was what they were supposed to do. Like, this is what they should be doing, because in reality, if you can't budge on Japan, like that's a big market.
Yeah.
They don't want you for whatever reason, whether it's, you know, we don't deal with American companies, or your console's too big, or you don't have nothing that's appealing to us. I don't know what it is.
Or you pissed us off.
Right. Something you did. But ultimately, no one's fooling with them in Japan. And then, you know, they're okay in Europe, and then they're okay here. So if I'm Xbox, we all know software is where your money come in. And, you know, we made all these acquisitions. We know you like those games that we purchased. Now we have to make our games stand out too, like the ones that's in studio, the Microsoft Studio games. So for me, you do this. And like I said in my video, if you want a console, come to us for it, because we're not going to keep putting them out there in the store after this. Like, if you want a console, come to us. You can play it on your TV, xCloud wise. You can play it on your PC. We're going to spread the games out to PlayStation and Nintendo, because they're going to continue to release consoles. But if you want a Xbox console from us, we'll show you what it look like. We show you what it do, but it's not going to be in your GameStop, your Best Buy, your Walmart. You're going to have to order that from us. And that's what they have to do, because, you know, as much as people try to rag on them for going essentially like third party ish, Sony's right behind them. Like, there's no money being had in the software that they're putting out. It's just not happening. And then for Xbox, it's just double the issue, because the console's not selling either. So it's like
the thing about them is, like I said, and I know I keep beating the dead horse, but it's just funny to me at this point. If you're spending $200 million or $400 million on games, dude, gaming has gotten more popular, yes, but
Not
it
that popular.
ain't. It's still niche.
It's
That's why I'm
very.
sitting up here like, yeah, y'all getting mad and talking about, like, for instance, Shadow was going at it with people all week about the whole Wii U situation.
Okay.
People saying it was a failure. How are you a failure when you making profit? Yeah, they sold 14 million, but they made profit. I
Yeah.
promise you, Sony executives, if they made profit on PS3, they'd be happy. They didn't make profit on PS3 till like
Towards the end.
last year and a half.
Yeah, it wasn't while its run was going on.
Yeah. And I think that's where we miss, because everybody has like their own barometer of what success is.
Yeah.
Like you'll look at the PlayStation crowd and say, well, all PlayStation systems have sold upwards to 80 million, 90 million, but then the software sales don't match those sales.
There's the attach rates ain't there.
They don't.
The attach rates ain't there.
No. And then now you got Xbox that's like, hey, you can keep talking about these consoles all you want to, but the subscription count, that's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
We don't
care.
That's
the only thing that saved them, because I'm telling you right now, the Microsoft CEO was gonna cut. He was gonna cut them.
And I feel like it's still a possibility.
If you think for 1 second that man wouldn't ask that whole division, talk to Nokia.
Well, I mean,
they disappeared.
Don't you think that in a way they did cut them? Because I feel like them going into a service the same way Microsoft 365 is, that in a way is kind of cutting them. Like
it is, but it isn't.
Right.
Because they were able to save them. It was able to convince him not to ask the whole thing.
Yeah.
Making it a subscription model made it an arm of Microsoft as a whole versus just being Xbox itself.
Yeah.
So that's what actually said. That's why I get when people start getting mad about talking smack about Game Pass. I'm like, bruh, if they don't do that, Microsoft Game Studios ain't here. It's not here. They weren't making that. Were they ever in the black? I don't think they ever were.
Toward the end of the Xbox 360.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
remember, they had to replace all the freaking systems. Yeah.
Yeah. And remember, they had a $2 billion loss because of the Red Ring of Death.
Yeah.
That they tried to hide by adding it to the Surface 2 numbers. That's why they tried to hide it.
Which is so unfortunate, because that was their best generation, just for them to put the stick in the wheel of the bike themselves, and like you hindered your own success in that situation.
Because that one and the PS3 with the melting of the HDMI cables, I'm like, bro, I'm like, whoa. So I mean, if they don't do Game Pass, Microsoft ain't here right now. No. They just not.
No, it's gone.
It's done.
So
Microsoft is not in the console gaming space. They're just strictly PC at that point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And to me, I think it is a smart idea, because if you didn't craft any exclusives, which they didn't, they didn't, so they don't have a leg to stand on. People get mad, but like Nintendo has freaking an IP catalog that they can drop a new game if they want to at any time, and they'll be fine. Like you saw what happened when Kid Icarus Uprising came out. They made that basically an action comedy. Yeah, because it really was an action comedy, and so good too. But David made fun of the fact that it took them 25 years to make the game. Yeah. So you can do that. Like people talking about, oh, I just want another F-Zero. We know that ain't true, but
no, you don't. But and that's why I feel like it's so hard for a developer. Like, you're supposed to be able to listen to a fan base, and there's no platform that they would really come to. Like, while a lot of people will mention Discord, I highly doubt there's a Nintendo F-Zero team on Discord. So you know,
they would need Miiverse for that. That's what I'm saying.
That was Miiverse.
That's why I was saying like the Miiverse was so integral to what they were doing. They should have never let it go. And at first, I thought they let it go because of a money issue, but I'm like, no, y'all had like $12 billion in the bank. Y'all could have kept that going, and they should have. Yeah, because that way you can talk to the people who have your console, and you can talk to them. Because half of these people, I swear, they don't have it. They don't
No.
have a console. They just talking out there behind because it's the internet and they can. Because like I asked dude that time when he kept saying that Nintendo needs to go with power because that way they can get the games. And I'm like, okay, let me ask you this: if Nintendo does that, what's gonna make you buy it instead of I'm never gonna do that? I'm a Sony fan. Then why the hell are you talking?
Then why are you asking them to do something?
Why are you talking?
That's one thing I've never understood. Don't tell another company how to do something if you don't intend to purchase their product. Like that makes no sense.
That makes no sense. Like that makes no sense. And this whole we just want them to be better. That's BS.
That's a lie.
You don't want them to be better. You want them to waste money.
Yeah,
that's it.
And that's what that is. So I'm like, their best bet is to have their own social media. And like I said, Miiverse was their own one. So
I mean, Ray, you could be right, but you might also be wrong just simply because they decided they were dropping the X API based on Muskie Boy deciding he was going to run the price up on it.
Yeah.
So if you have your own, you ain't got to worry about that.
Yeah.
And like I said, they had their own. And
but now they have something stronger to tie it into because you now have Nintendo Switch Online, which is doing decent. You have Nintendo Music, which could be tied into it. You've got your app that can tie into it. You also have your movie media that can also tie into it. Now they're doing clips and stuff that can also be tied into that. So they have things to tie into it, which would make it more interesting and more robust for people.
Yeah.
And we got to bring the art back. But so that's what I'm saying. Like I would love to see that come back, and I am hoping, fingers crossed, that's one of the things that they do show that, hey, look, it's back and it ain't going nowhere this time. So if y'all sit up here and holler about y'all don't want to use this, you want this on Twitter, we're not listening to you.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, this is their first time carrying over a network. So, I mean, it seems like they've established a foundation. It's something that we're going to be with for quite some time until they decide to make an iteration, and it works. So, like Andre was saying, right now you have different pieces of the puzzle that are not connecting right now, but you can make them connect under one umbrella, opposed to me having to download 3 or 4 different apps to do something. But really, when you look at it too, if they decide to go that route, while it's something that you see on the news section of the Switch, it gives the developers an opportunity to tell you about their update logs and really have like blog posts, if you will, of like, hey, this is what we're looking for in the future for this game, and kind of give a roadmap of like updates and DLC, and have that on the map or have that on the app, and then allow you to have profiles, which that was actually one of the rumors of having profiles on your console. And I'm curious if they're going to have those same profiles tied into this communication, if it is there, this Miiverse, if you will, to where you can follow your favorite developer and get those updates for those games. Because right now, like if I buy a game, I can follow that game on the news segment of the Switch, to where, going forward, this may be like a social platform thing. And while some people going to ruin it by blowing somebody's line up with that, but ultimately, have a block feature and allow those developers to really like talk about and showcase what it is that they're doing with these games, either A, before they come, or B, for the games that's already out there.
Yeah, I mean, because they do, like the original Miiverse, bruh, if you came in there acting fool, they banned you with the quickness.
Yeah, they got you out of there. Yeah.
Like I remember seeing people sitting there trying to push Sony and Microsoft stuff, and they got blocked immediately.
Yeah.
Like, dude, and my thing was, they told you the rules, and you thought, I got freedom of speech. No, you don't.
Which is like, and maybe this is just me being older, and even then at a younger age, I didn't understand it either. What is the fascination with anytime we get some type of social media service or anything to where you could post picture or draw a picture? It's always like a dick pic that somebody has to draw. Like, it's always like that's the first creative thing you think of is drawing a dick. Like, I don't, because Miiverse was the same way.
One, they think it's funny, and two, they want to push and see how far they can go. And the only reason why I know that is because when there was G Plus and I had that community, there was a couple people who tried me. Day one, and then was begging me to come back. I'm like, no. You see the rules. The rules are posted, and the first thing you do is try to break the rules.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
Like, nah, dude. and they were like, "Man, I was just playing. It was just a joke. I ain't know, nah, dude. I don't play that. That's why I'm like, look, y'all, everybody in the chat, y'all are regulars. Y'all know me. I don't do the trolling mess. Y'all know that. I don't play that game
because it can be annoying.
Yeah, because it gets annoying and it throws off the vibe of the channel.
Yeah.
So when people show up and try to do that mess, I usually, man, you need to hit the bricks.
Yeah.
You need to go because you're not like, we like to joke and have fun.
Yeah.
I ain't with that whole, you trying to you want to be seen. I ain't with all that. So I think that's what most of that is. So that's why I think, like, one, I think it's a good thing if they do bring it back, because that's the one thing I've wanted them to do is, like, basically bring it back, and this time do not listen to the loud minority.
There you go. Yeah.
On Twitter, because the funny thing about it was, on the Wii U and the 3DS, you could go to Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr. I'm like, you didn't have to go to the Miiverse, you didn't want to.
Yeah.
So because you don't know that, why are you sitting up here saying at the top of your screen, at the top of your lungs, you don't want to use Miiverse, you want to go to Twitter? I'm like, you can.
Just go.
It's right there.
That's how you know people didn't know what they had.
Yeah.
They didn't even attempt it.
They didn't attempt. And I'm like, that's why I be laughing at people. They be like, oh man, this is going to be a Wii U situation with the Switch too, because people going to be confused. I'm like, no, they're not.
Goodness.
Because number one, Nintendo they are controlling the messaging. If you think they're not, I don't know why you think that, because they are.
Right.
They control the messaging. I promise you. IGN don't know nothing.
No.
Game
not at all.
Nothing.
Game the last ones I tell too. I'm not even sending them a doggone kit for review. Like, buy it yourself and review it.
Game Tyrant, they don't know nothing. Everybody is doing like their own speculations, and then they trying to push it as it's real. That's why I keep telling people, like, y'all need to slow down with just listening to Digital Foundry all the time. Y'all really need to slow down listening to them, because half the time they don't have the stuff in front of them and they're not tearing it down. Right. You're right. They're not. And like Shadow always says, like, most of that stuff that Nintendo does is custom, which means you have no idea what it does until you start playing with it. And since a lot of those people ain't game developers, they don't know. They don't know. I remember when Harada and Kamiya was sitting there talking about the Wii U. Nah, man, it's not hard to develop for. It's actually easy. Right. And you had people on Twitter sitting there telling them they lying to their face. I'm like, dude, they develop games. What are you talking about? They have a resume. You don't. Right. Like, do you hear yourself? That's why I always made fun of the whole everything needs rollback netcode, because people would listen to Maximilian, dude, no disrespect to him, but they would think that rollback netcode fixes every problem. And I'm like, dude, you have to code for that. If you have to put rollback netcode in your game, that's an indictment about your country, your region's internet infrastructure. That's an indictment on them.
Here's an interesting thing about rollback netcode, and it's because SNK is doing something shiesty with King of Fighters 13. And that's that they're charging for that version of the game. They're charging extra money for that version of the game for people to have the rollback netcode. That's
crazy.
But if you have to reprogram.
They had to basically reprogram the games from scratch.
Just don't do it.
Account for it.
Just don't do it.
But on Steam, they're charging people extra money for it.
But that's the thing. Like, I keep telling people, like, dude, like, that's an indictment of your country or your region's internet infrastructure. That's not an indictment of the game. Because, like, but if you listen to certain people, you would think that's the end all be all for everything. You're like, no, it really ain't. It just basically tells you that, like, those games are developed in this country region where they don't have that problem. But when it comes to your country region, and I'm in Virginia where I got Fios, and I'm trying to play against my brother who's in Georgia, in the country, in the woods, and he's using satellite, guess what's going to happen? Guess what's going to happen? I know people who can't even go between the floors of their house. Yeah. Because they got to get a Wi-Fi extender, or they got to get a mesh. To try to, like, balance everything out. They can't go from the top floor to the basement. Yep. Because the only thing that works is in the middle. Crazy. So,
yeah, man.
Roll back netcode, baby.
I don't know.
But
But
yeah,
we'll
I
see.
can understand them charging for it. Yeah, if I have to reprogram this whole damn game, you charge. I'm charging.
It's basically the current version that's on there right now will be taken off of the Steam storefront. If you want to
Ooh.
upgrade to the other one, you pay for it, or you buy the new version.
Pay me. Pay me.
Hey.
And people, I understand people being upset that SNK didn't do that for other games that they added rollback netcode to it.
Hey man,
But
look,
they
them other games
did
them
it.
other developers ain't me.
Right.
But they also did that, but when they were already rebuilding those games from scratch anyway.
Yeah. So they probably already had the money already allocated.
Yeah,
anyway.
with this particular game, especially for the PC version of the game, that wasn't already in their mind to do.
Mhm.
And you have to do it for every version. You can't just assume that it's just going to work across the board. It's not some sticker you just slap onto the game and now it works.
Yeah, it's not a button you can push.
Same thing with people not understanding how DLSS works.
Right.
You don't just slap it on there and then it just gives you
Fixes
higher frame
everything.
rates.
No.
On PC side of things, games have variable frame rates. They don't for console. So it's not the same thing. You got to treat it differently. You treat it the way it needs to be treated.
Which is why I do not like programming.
Yeah.
Because that programming is not, as much as I love IT and working in IT, I can't stand programming. So I'm more on the analyzing side. I love analyzing stuff. Programming, leave me out of it. So
Right.
that's why, because that stuff gets, when you start getting into the intricacies of it, where you can do so much. That's why, once again, a lot of these games are 85 gigs and up.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of drag and drop going on. So a lot of the code is just
a lot of code is just sitting in there because if you could make a lot more code efficient, you can cut down the size of a game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and one of the games we got to talk about now, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, 85 gigs.
Yeah, that's wild. That's not what I expected because the original game was a single digit gig.
Yeah,
it was 8.
It was 8. Yeah,
you were
They
8 to
multiplied that
85.
by 10.
That's disgusting.
10 and a half.
Now, of course, this one has, it has better shaders, better resolution,
Of course,
and all that stuff. But at the same time, bro,
nah.
compress.
Yeah,
Like, and optimize
also.
also.
Well. But yeah, that's one of those because look, Marvel's Avengers that was 85. Call of Duty was what 320. Like one game, 320.
That's too much.
Because Call of Duty's gone the route of the whole hub situation now too, which that threw me off. So you're essentially like downloading the hub, and then you go through and you download each individual game along with like the different packs. And I was like, please, yeah, that is so annoying.
What they need to do is stop making each individual game have multiplayer. You already have a Call of Duty multiplayer that you promote.
Yep.
Use that for any updates, for any map updates or whatever. Make that the multiplayer and just make these single player versions of the game.
Right.
Yeah. Just do that. I mean, you can have your campaign separate. I mean, you can. I mean, Doom Dark Ages ain't gonna have multiplayer.
Nope.
And to be fair, I don't see the problem. I don't see the problem. It's just like when they look, I love Metroid Prime 2, but that game did not need no multiplayer. It didn't.
Well, it's been programmed at this point of like if it's a first person shooter, it needs to have multiplayer.
And that's no, it don't.
But Doom originally didn't have multiplayer,
and it didn't.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, even with Metroid, for me, I don't think it needs it. But if it's gonna sell, most people I won't pick it up unless it's multiplayer.
Yeah.
If they do if they did multiplayer for say Prime 4, like they did
Hunters.
Yeah.
I'm for it. Yeah. All for that type of multiplayer.
But see, that's the thing, and I think that's why that's what makes Nintendo a little bit different from everybody else. Because if they can't find a way to make it unabashedly them, they won't do it.
They're not gonna do it.
No. And I applaud them for that. Because it'll just be the same. It just because what's going to happen with Metroid? It'll start getting compared to Halo.
Oh, immediately.
Yeah.
It'll start getting It started getting compared to
But
Halo, and it
people were
should.
already making those comparisons anyway, so I don't really care.
Well, it don't help when it doesn't help when Electronic Gaming Monthly has a cover with Doomslayer, Samus, and Master Chief on it, and that don't help.
But they all deserve to be there together, slaying things.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, it doesn't help when they do that. Like when they do it, it doesn't help. So people be like, "Yeah, man, we want to see that," and I'm like, "Yeah, I would love to too," but because I already had an idea for one. I know Andre knows about this. Where I was like, they could do since Microsoft and Nintendo are buddy. If you want to freshen stuff up, let's start doing crossovers. Like let's do a Metroid Halo crossover. One game on the Nintendo system, one game on the Microsoft system, and be it like that. But then you get into like character stuff and licensing and all that, and you're like, okay, well, our character can do this, this, and this, and they can't do that, and But I think from a story perspective, it'll be fun.
Yeah,
it'll be fun to do, and I think that. But see, that serves two purposes for me. One, it'll kill the whole console war BS, which that needs to die.
Should have died a long time ago.
Yeah, because that doesn't help gaming at all. It helps game journalism, but it don't help the gaming industry. It just actually cripples it because you got people who don't know what they're talking about, pretending to know what they're talking about, especially when they work for these companies. So I think that could work. Like if they were ever able to do that. That way, if you want your multiplayer, you can have a Halo multiplayer with Samus in it, because that'll be on their game for their system. I think that could work, but that's just me and my thinking as a quick rough example. I think we should be, because at this point, let's be real, graphics didn't hit a plateau.
They definitely did.
Didn't hit a plateau, and to be fair, I think. Back in the 6th gen, there was that rumor that there was going to be a Star Fox Metroid crossover. I'm like, that's what Nintendo needs to do. Like, let's do a couple crossovers. Like
they work.
If you don't have a set game for Star Fox, cross it over.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a set game for Donkey Kong, cross it over with something. On your own software, just cross it over.
Honestly, why don't we have a Mario Donkey Kong platformer crossover?
Because they keep going back to that same spin-off crap.
Yeah,
with
I was saying do like an Odyssey style with Mario and Donkey Kong. Have it where it's Mario, Donkey Kong, Luigi, and Peach, and Diddy, and probably Trixie playable. Having like 6, but have it like a Mario Galaxy or Odyssey type feel to it.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, they could do a 3D one and a 2D one. Like, why limit to one? We do both.
Yeah, but for me, I think it's easier to like envision if you do it in the 3D realm, and that way you can
it's
see.
Easier to please the masses.
Yeah. And on top of that, it's easier to like see. Okay, we can see if this works. So now we can put Donkey Kong in that 3D realm now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be a good way to go. We
can do that now, because the whole thing I keep, from what I understand about the whole Donkey Kong 3D thing, is they haven't found something that works.
All they got to do is not do a collectathon like 64 was. That's it. Just don't do a collectathon the same way. If you're going to do it, do the Kong letters like they did with the different red coins for 3D Mario games, and just limit it down. Don't make it this large thing where you got to chase different color bananas halfway across the planet. Just make it smaller scale. Make it so that yes, there's variation depending on what character you use, but the variation doesn't hurt your ability to get things. It just allows you to see different things within the stage, or open up different paths that open you to different levels. That would be the better way to do it.
Yeah, that'll work. So, but yeah, that was my thinking on how because like I said, at some point people are gonna have to get off this whole, we need this and this to make it ultra realistic. Like, come on, man, that don't work.
It's not gonna hold up.
No, it doesn't hold up. Like, there's a reason why Wind Waker on GameCube and Super Mario Sunshine still hold up. Whether you like it or not, they still hold up.
I'm pretty sure this generation is speaking volumes to a lot of people. And whenever Switch 2 gives it success with those games coming over, everybody's tuned to change. Yeah.
So I do think I want to talk about this one thing. So Horizon had an MMO that was supposed to go, but it got canceled. I'm like, okay, when are people going to understand? When are these companies going to understand live service ain't the way to go? Because Ubisoft's about to have to sell because they've tried this and it don't work.
Yeah, I'm about to say Ubisoft about to get ready to sell some ass because if this Assassin's Creed Shadow don't work out,
they out there on the corner quick.
And
only fans.
And the sad thing about it is because so many people want to claim it's woke, because how dare you have a character that's a black samurai, even though this is actual, they have actual writings of Yasuke being a retainer for Nobunaga.
You can't educate people, man.
People want to reinterpret things multiple different ways. At this point, that's just going to be the big problem that they have to deal with.
That's my thing. If I was Ubisoft, I wouldn't have said nothing. Like, oh, you got a problem with it? Oh well, don't buy it. Like,
well, it didn't help that you had a writer decide that she was going to go out her way and mention white men for a game based in Japan. I'm like, you should have just shut up. I don't know who told you to talk, but they should have been there and just like, shut up. Don't say a word.
That's one of them situations where you have people who got, and I don't mean to be like mean about this, but it's the truth. You got people who come in to get positions, especially like in writing, and then they want to dictate, their beliefs on people to the point where you're like, okay, look, I'm trying to be understanding, but you can't expect me to be understanding when you basically talking shit to me and trying to make me feel less of a person because you don't like that I'm a male.
That's what I tell people all the time. Like, just because people are a part of something doesn't mean they share the same ideals and initiatives. Because I mean, it's like me being in the military for 11 years. There's people that come in there with an agenda. It's not like not everybody's there. Oh, I'm here to defend my country. There's people that's like, hey, I'm only here to get my Camaro. There's some people that's like, hey, I'm here to shoot some stuff. Like this.
I'm here to get through school. That's right. Once I get through school, I'm out.
You can't go into something like, oh, y'all all believe the same thing. No, not at all.
RJ right now it's looking like it's Tencent in the Saudi group. The Saudi
either one of them buys out Ubisoft. That's it. Game over.
That's the leading thing. The last I read about it, and that was like, I want to say I read that article like a month and a half ago. It was in it wasn't in Forbes. It was in Business Weekly. I think it was. I want to say it was probably like December where I read that, where it's like, because Ubisoft's hurting because those live service games hadn't been working, and then on top of that, Outlaws didn't do well. But I think the only thing that actually did well was Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia did well, and something else they did well. Everything else did.
And it was the game that they didn't spend as much money on that did well,
which is wild. So that brings a question up too that I just thought about. What franchise or developer or whatever needs to see success without spending a whole big budget for these companies to get a bigger picture?
That's half the industry right now.
The only company I know that's doing that and is still making profits is Monolith Soft.
But I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna pay any attention to them. Like, I feel like there has to be like that company that every developer looks up to, and it was like, oh, if they can do it, I can do it. And if they pull like, we gonna dial it back, because I mean, we're losing developers every generation, and we're starting to lose the big ones.
Well, let's just take the Visions of Mana situation. How can your studio get shuttered the same week your game releases? Like, how much money did y'all spend?
Jeez.
And because look, the game, to be fair, the game looks exactly like Trials of Mana. Am I lying? The game looks exactly like it. And to be fair, it plays kind of like it. They ain't really reinventing the wheel with the formula. They just, presented it. So I really think that, that situation, I'm like, they probably should have released that thing everywhere instead of trying to like only appeal to two people. And that's probably what killed that.
My thing is like, we got to have like, I want to believe that each of these developers has someone that is business savvy as well as a gamer in each of these developer companies, because it seems like no one is business savvy at all. It's just like, hey, go out here, spend the most money, make the best looking game, and then call it a day.
Well, I think what it is twofold. Like, you have suits that have
For sure.
that are in gaming now. When Microsoft came in, the suits came in.
Right.
And suits don't care.
No,
suits
they don't.
They want to see their bonuses at the end of the year.
Yeah, they'll bleed something and then they'll move on to the next thing.
I mean, that's why when people got mad at CD Projekt Red, I'm like, y'all mad at the wrong people.
Right.
And people told me I was stupid for saying that. I'm like, no, you're mad at the wrong people. They didn't put that. They didn't want to put that game out. They were forced.
They would have held on to that game for another year or two if they could.
Yeah, they were forced to, because somebody on that board wanted to get his yacht, and he knew y'all was gonna buy it. Yeah, the pre-orders was out the wazoo, and the game didn't even work well. So that's why it's those situations like that. We don't have like Iwata was a game developer. He wasn't a suit. Phil Spencer is not he's not a suit,
right?
So to speak. He's not. But the people over him are.
Yeah.
And they're not gamers. And they don't care what you think. They really don't. Like, they do not care.
Yeah.
Halo can't do split screen, 4-player split screen. Screw it. Release the game.
Yeah.
But we promised that. I don't care what you promised. I ain't say that. Release it.
So when did I ask you to speak your opinion?
Yeah, I don't care about your opinion. Drop that game, dude. I mean, y'all done had it on the shelf for 2 months. I gotta beat out damn Leonardo DiCaprio yacht. So y'all drop that game.
I gotta impress my little 20-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah.
Y'all wild.
Y'all see this trophy wife I got and these trophy mistresses I got?
They cost money, man.
They cost money.
Get that game out there.
These young hoes. I need to make sure I take care of them.
Do you see what I got to deal with? I got Birkin bags to buy, I got Chanel to buy, and I got Gucci to get. I just put her in a Lamborghini. I got to give her in the doggone Maserati. Y'all gonna pay me. So that's what we got right now. So I mean, that's what it is in gaming. I mean, dude, here's a perfect example. Look at Capcom. Do y'all know how many franchises Capcom have?
Way too many.
Why do they only release 4?
Capcom actually, I think they got roughly 35 different franchises, and they don't touch half of them.
The fact that they have their own arcade systems, like those Capcom arcade systems, and I think it was 3 of them. The Capcom system. I was like, yeah.
CPS 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So 12 Feet Tall, I don't think it's canceled. They have not said it was canceled.
You might as well.
You might at this point, yeah, you might as well. I don't know what they are thinking, but if they're trying to do something like they did with Assassin's Creed Unity, yeah, scrap that, because this has been going on way too long.
Well, this from the last time they showed it, which God, I don't even remember when, but
that was 2 years ago, I think.
It seemed like they were trying to go this live service route.
Yeah,
and so it's like, but Beyond Good and Evil was nothing like that. So now we got this totally over the top game that probably wouldn't even connect with the first game at all. Why are you doing this? And it killed all hope and it killed all hype for the game.
Yeah,
it definitely did. Worst off is that you did a remaster of the first game to try to lead people into this one, and then what you showed off didn't even seem related
at all.
So it's like, how do we get from point A to point F? Where are the steps that we're in the middle of this?
And that was a 30-hour game? The first one?
Yeah. The first one was about 30 hours.
No.
I keep telling everybody. 6th gen is the best gen.
It is.
6th gen was the best gen. As far as parity across the board, 6th gen was the best gen.
Now it was plagued with a lot of, sponsor placement.
Yeah.
That's why most of that stuff can't come back. But other than that, licensing issues heavy in that generation. But
and Sony Music, boy, they reaping the whirlwind on that, boy. All them royalties that because it's like Sony Music did the majority of the music.
Yeah.
So they was just making money on the back end.
Right. And then that ended up screwing everybody later on without them even knowing.
Yep. Like, nah, bro, we got your masters.
Disgusting.
Oh, you want to play that soundtrack? Pandora, pay me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much what that is. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like when you actually take a step back and just think about it and look, I understand some people get hyped and stuff, but there are a lot of people who open their mouth that wasn't alive when the 6th gen was around.
Correct.
So they saying stuff like, "Oh yeah, PS3 was the best." Like, no, 7th gen wasn't. 7th gen was the beginning of the problems.
Oh, 100%.
6th gen was not, because at the 7th gen was when Microsoft just started giving out blank checks.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all, hey, no, put that on here first. No, we can't do that. We get see this check? It's blank. Put that on here first. We already signed it. Just put that number in there. Put a number. You mean just put any number?
Yeah.
What did I say? You know what I'm saying? So
just handing money out.
Yeah, so they were doing that, and like that's why you always saw play it on Xbox first. Then Sony was sitting there like, "Hold on, man, we got money too."
Not enough though.
Microsoft was like, "All right, yeah, man, that's cute, man. Y'all got money. All right, yeah, going over there." Going over there with the Fofos. Going over there with Yahoo.
Yeah.
With the Fofos. Going over there. That's basically them. So, and that's how Sony got into trouble, got in the mess they in, because they built up an exclusive portfolio and let it lapse.
I was talking about that on the video I released, because Sony is the one that's known. Microsoft did the same thing. Like Microsoft had some titles. Like when you think about Crimson Skies, you think about what's the one we always talk about, the freaking one from Rare.
Cameo.
That, and then also the Kung Fu one that was on Xbox.
Killer Instinct.
The one you was actually playing not too long ago. It's the RPG that's similar to
Jade Empire.
There you go.
Yeah.
So they had Jade
Empire.
They had
BioWare. They had BioWare.
They had their own sports studio.
Yep.
So they had basketball, football, and before then. They had
because when they launched the Xbox, they had NFL Fever.
Yeah, NFL
that
Fever.
Game wasn't bad. It wasn't
bad.
that great, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It was a good foundation.
NBA Inside Drive, that was a good game. Yeah, so I mean, they had games too, and they let them go. But like I was saying with Sony, in reality, we could be talking about Tekken 8 exclusive. We could be talking about Crash exclusive, Spyro exclusive, Kingdom Hearts exclusive. Like you really could be talking about like them having a nasty roster that can only be had on PlayStation.
Sly Cooper.
And they let them all.
And I'm sitting up here like, okay, yeah, Naughty Dog don't want to work on it anymore. You see all these indie studios out here? Pick one. Just pick one. You mean to tell me an indie studio tell me, you know what? Nah, I don't think I want to do Sly Cooper. They suck. I don't see nobody saying that.
Tell any indie studio that's worth their salt would take that and be like, let me go ahead and put my
let me run with it. Yeah, let me run with it.
Hey, they talking about they don't want to
let me run with it.
They told me they didn't want to do it. I'll play them that clip from Holes. Tomorrow, she tired, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. You better get in and make that game.
Yeah. So, I mean,
hey, we're gonna keep running this.
Yeah, but people get mad because like you see, like Nintendo don't do that. Like you ain't gonna see that game on PC. I'm sorry. You can bitch, gripe, moan, and complain all you want to. It ain't going to damn Xbox or PlayStation. And the other thing about it is it wouldn't play right on there because you'll be saying like, man, something don't feel right. But we wonder why, because when they make a console, they make their games for that console. It ain't rocket science. They make their games for the console. The Wii U, they made that. All those games on there, especially the ones that are awesome, utilize that gamepad.
Yeah, and let's be real. Most of the ones that have come out that have taken the gamepad functionality and features away have felt worse to play than on the Wii U.
And they didn't do
obviously
well
it added something to the gameplay systems and loop that people needed.
Yeah.
For those games to be good.
Which is why I will never forgive Colin Moriarty, Jeff Keighley, Brian Altano, Damian Hagfield, Adam Sessler, Morgan Webb, Kevin Pereira. I got a list. I will never forgive them mugs.
Out of all of them, the one person I don't see is Morgan though. I wonder what
she moved on.
Yeah, she moved on. But she was one of the main ones talking ish. Like they were straight up bashing. And I'm sitting here like, but y'all work in the game community. Like, how do y'all not know? Y'all got press rights. Y'all got why y'all doing this? Because they was trying to make a case for Nintendo to go third party, which I find ironic that now Microsoft is doing it.
Mm-hmm. And now they're being clowned for it. But it's like, in reality, we were all hearing, if I could just play my games anywhere, that would be great. And then when Microsoft does it, oh, they're killing themselves. They're burying themselves in the ground. Like, so which one you want?
Yeah.
Like, which one you
Which
want?
one it is?
At this point, Microsoft had already set themselves to be going that direction anyway. Because even when the original Xbox launched, they launched it with games that were coming from PC to Xbox as a home console. So that for them, that was pretty much their business strategy the whole time. It was just how were they going to get there?
Yep. I mean, look, I like that Microsoft came in. Why? Because one, we got better online for them coming in. Two, getting games like Halo and Mass Effect and stuff like that. Because once again, they had BioWare to themselves.
Yeah.
They had BioWare. I still think we should have got a sequel to Jade Empire, but that's just me.
I think if BioWare would have stayed exclusively with Microsoft and they didn't have those problems that led to Mass Effect 2 ending up on PS3, which is what snowballed everything in the direction it went. Yeah. If they would have stuck to Microsoft, we would have had a Jade Empire too.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
And if the original founders didn't leave, because when Ray Mizuka and the other guy left, just like with the Stamper Brothers, when the Stamper Brothers left Rare, it was done. That was it.
Game over.
And then, like I said, I love that blog that they did where they were basically like, "Look, man, we shouldn't have took the money. Like, we shouldn't have took it." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. Y'all shouldn't have." But I understand. I'm like, the N64 wasn't making money like that. No. So I get it, because if you got Microsoft coming to you, like I said, with like, I ain't gonna say a blank check, but they got you. They give you the number you want to see, or like $100 million over it. You probably gonna take it,
right?
Because especially if you got a team to take care of, you probably gonna be like, yeah, we can make this work. And then you thinking you're gonna be able to work on your games, and nah. But we got like we're gonna let somebody else do Perfect Dark. We'll let y'all keep y'all name on it though. Well, what about Killer Instinct? What about it?
What about it?
Can we get Donkey? Can y'all work on the Donkey Kong? Nintendo owns Donkey Kong. What? Then why did y'all make it? That was there. Look, we don't own that, so we don't get Donkey Kong. No, y'all, no.
And I mean, but they had Battletoads, but they didn't do anything with that
until
other than mess it up.
Yeah. And we don't even want to talk about that BS that they.
I'm still like, how do you put Rash in Killer Instinct and make him look amazing? But then y'all go the Saturday morning cartoon route.
And it wasn't even funny Saturday morning cartoon.
It wasn't either.
It was like they tried to make it seem as stupid as possible. Like there was an actual story to Battletoads.
Yeah.
Did y'all just forget that there was an actual story to Battletoads?
Don't get me wrong, it was one of the more challenging games, but there is a story to it.
There was a story to it that you could have made interesting, but y'all decided to try to go the slapstick route. Yeah. With a game that was meant to be serious. Battletoads was supposed to be off-putting but serious.
Yeah.
And you went the slapstick route. And I'm still so like, the only thing that y'all nailed with that game was that it felt okay to play. But your harder mode was just button mash until your fingers fall off.
Basically.
And you had 3 different buttons that did nearly the same thing.
Right.
I was like, why is this so weirdly complicated for no reason?
Yeah. I mean,
I'll give them that combo system. I will give them this. That combo system in that game was the best part of that game.
Yeah.
That was it. If that combo system could have been put in another beat 'em up, I would be happy with it.
I would love to see what .emu
could do with Battletoads.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
they would go back to its arcade roots.
Yeah. And they would actually have a story that actually makes sense.
And
them a way forward.
And the Black Queen would not look like a freaking ironing board that someone slapped some makeup on.
Bro, man, when I saw that, I'm like, I know why they did that. I know exactly why
They
did
make
that.
it like, but you're
I'm
just
like,
diminishing something you
Yeah.
own.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
I'm
why are
sitting
you
there like,
diminishing something
but-
you own? I
but
would
that's
have
when I
never
realized-
approved that game.
But that's when I realized that they weren't paying attention to the story. I'm like, there's a reason why she looked like that. There's a reason why that. There's a reason why she looks like that.
They literally took all of her power away from her.
Yep.
And made her a joke.
Yep.
I was like,
a joke that wasn't funny. Either, by the way.
Do y'all hate good-looking female characters that much?
Well,
that you have to destroy them internally?
Well,
like,
we have to appeal to Anita Sarkeesian.
I don't care about that big foreheaded ass person.
We have to appeal to her in the fact that she doesn't play games but wants to talk about games. Like she doesn't play this, but we have to appeal to her.
Stupid.
I'm just like, y'all screw, and now you have diminished the reputation of that franchise, which had a good reputation.
Like I said, I would love to see either Way Forward or .mu get their hands on it. And if I'm Phil Spencer, I'm like, okay, look, that didn't work. It's been a long enough time. Hey, .mu, when y'all get done with Ninja Guy, can y'all step into my office? I need a favor.
I would have sat there, like I would have seen that project on my table and be like, nah, we ain't doing this.
Yeah.
We are not doing this. I know we need a game and we could probably do one for Battletoads, but we're not doing this to those characters. We're not doing this.
Yeah,
right.
It has a story. We're not doing this. It's like that's one of the reasons why, as much as I'm looking forward to Perfect Dark, I'm scared to death.
I'm still worried.
Yeah,
about
I said we hadn't seen much
since
the last time we've seen it, so I'm curious.
And what we saw was just like, this don't feel like Perfect Dark.
It feels like Mirror's Edge with the Perfect Dark coat thrown on it.
Yeah, and I'm like, that ain't Perfect Dark.
Which movement wise, Joanna Dark should be able to move like Faith from Mirror's Edge, but you've taken away the campiness of it. Yeah. You've removed what made Joanna. Yep. And then the only thing they added back was that she's got a British accent again.
Right.
Which came out of nowhere.
They took it away from Perfect Dark Zero. I was like, how is she American? She was British.
She was British. Not she was hella British. She was
extremely British. She was literally female James Bond. Outside of being excessively a whore, she was female.
Outside of being a whore.
Okay, look, we can admit that James Bond. Yeah. We can admit that James Bond is a whore. We can admit that he is a whore.
Yeah,
we know he is.
When Saturday Night Live has a whole 2 damn segments about how many women he gave STDs to, and everybody laughs.
we know, especially if. Rest his soul, but we go back to everybody's favorite James Bond,
Sean Connery.
He was a whore too.
Oh yes,
and Pierce Brosnan. They were whores.
Man, dude, the movie was open with him in bed with some blonde chick. Like, bro, what?
They didn't go. They didn't do anything to try to hide it.
No,
they
told
you he was.
They told you, and nobody got mad.
Nobody.
No?
We all knew what he was.
Women didn't get mad either. Like
that was his side job. That was his side job as a gigolo. We know what he was.
Women were not offended. They weren't clutching pearls. They were like, I want to be next.
and all they did with Joanna Dark is take all of the secret agent stuff and remove the whore.
The crazy,
they removed the whore from the equation.
It's like you can't get away with that. But the funny thing about that, they removed it, but they gave it to Conquer.
That's fine. That is fine. Conquer could, and Conquer got horribly done.
Conquer,
they have screwed over so many of the rare IP. It's like,
what were you doing? What they did to Conquer should be like grounds for getting fired. What they did to Conquer.
And then what was it? Project
Spark.
Project Spark.
Project Spark.
You put the best looking version of Conquer you have ever created. In a game that is not a game.
Yep.
And then kill the game that is not a game. So nobody has access to it.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Like, did y'all just didn't know what to do with any of the pieces of this puzzle you had. Y'all took pieces, cut off the ends, tried to fit them where they don't belong, then threw water on top of it, tried to melt it together. For some reason, y'all just did not know what to do.
In the words of the late Kevin Sandwich, you can't make this shit up
at all.
You can't. Like, and I know it sounds crazy what we're saying, but you really can't make this up. That's why I was like, that's why I never understood, because I understood because Don Matrick was not a gamer. But
no, he never was.
When Phil Spencer took over, I'm like, cool. Phil should understand. Like, you have a catalog with Rare. You ain't got to do nothing. Just do Jet Force Gemini 2. Do Killer Instinct 3.
Jet Force Gemini is just Starship Troopers.
That's all it is. So, and you can make it, because you have Halo and Gears that are serious, you can make this campy and fun.
Yep.
You don't have to make it realistic. You can make cell shade. You can do whatever. But he never did that. He never put nobody.
Honestly, I don't even think, for all of his power, I don't think that he got to do what he really wanted to do.
But at the same time, too, I can't even get mad, because I'm like, at that by the time he took power, Rareware wasn't Rareware.
Everything was already falling apart.
And the only thing they had him doing was what the avatar models and stuff on Connect. That was it.
That's another thing. Like, you got this team doing stuff with the avatars. Why didn't y'all think to do any games that use the avatars?
Right.
We got like what, 2, maybe 3 games on Xbox 360. Like that was it.
That was it.
Y'all made whole new models for these avatars and did nothing with them
at all.
And I think the main reason was because they did it as a reaction to the Wii and couldn't understand how the Wii was selling like it was selling, and their HD systems couldn't. And I'm like, you want to know why they can sell? Because of the games, bro. I can put Wii Sports on right now, and people will start playing.
Yep.
It don't matter how ugly.
Don't even have to ask me questions. They just like, this is what I got to do. We good.
I actually got to set mine up now because my mom was like, she just want to go in there and pick it up and play one day. So yeah.
Because and most times it's because they want to play bowling.
Yep,
that's what she was saying.
Bowling or boxing.
Bowling, boxing, or tennis. Yeah, it's either bowling, boxing, or tennis. Because I do have people who like to play tennis, but like usually it's bowling and boxing. Because
boxing, you get to fight somebody. You got some pent up anger. Y'all can go for it.
and the other thing too is like, because they were using those in like physical therapy units. So you can get like a good 20-minute cardio workout doing that boxing. Yeah. That boxing will work you. So that's why I was like, yeah, I can do that, and that's on the Wii. You couldn't do that on Sony and Microsoft because they was trying to pretend like, oh, if you pick up the Wii, you're not a core gamer. Y'all remember that?
I remember that. That still ain't making any sense.
I'm like, this don't make sense, man.
If you really like gaming as a medium, then you want to experience gaming as a medium, not just this specific section of it.
Yeah. And who's to decide what is a core game? Because I'll tell you like this right here. Because I'll tell you like this right here. You can play, like, you put in Mario Bros. 3D World, that game will test you.
Yeah. Like I said, it all depends on how far you're willing to go. Because I think a lot of people get caught up in just going from beginning to end. But if I told you to try to find all the coins in those Mario games, or find all of the Kong letters in Donkey Kong, along with anything else that they have as far as collectibles, you're gonna be on that for a minute. You're gonna be on it for a while. It's gonna
take a while because you gotta get, especially like Odyssey. Some of the stuff you have to do with the cap to get some of them moons, man, bro. I just like, nah, man, y'all can have that.
I'm cool.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I ain't doing all that.
Ain't worth the stress.
Yeah. So, Brownie, you are exactly right. Same with Kirby.
Well, that's another one too, because I played Planet Roboto for the first time. Some of them bosses get a little out of pocket towards the end.
Robobot.
Whatever it's called, but like it got a pocket towards the end. And I was like, wait a minute, like why is this difficult?
I'm putting it this way. Even the free to play Kirby game that's on the Switch will get difficult towards the end of it. The free to play Kirby game.
And let's be real. Most Kirby games should not be rated E10 because for some reason, them things turn into body horror, like James Cameron, Ridley Scott, Aliens type BS. Like, dude, what? Why? So yeah.
I'm like, y'all just like, ain't no way in the world you're gonna tell me that this is just straight up.
Yeah.
I the creativity that got lost when Microsoft snatched up Rareware is a crime. It's a crime.
It is, and it also goes to show you that sometimes like taking the money ain't smart.
No,
because they pretty much got handcuffed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Where Nintendo wouldn't have handcuffed them. Nintendo wanted them to go at EAD. They
were making so many good games with them going back and forth.
Yeah, because Miyamoto was actually getting pissed that his team was losing.
And think of it this way: if Rareware stayed with Nintendo, Cameo was going to be a GameCube game.
Yeah, it was.
Cameo would have sold way better.
Cameo might still be here.
On Xbox.
Cameo might still be here because they were going to continue to push that game forward with the different animals she could transform.
She was Ben 10 before Ben 10.
There you go. Yeah,
and there would have been. We would have got another Star Fox Adventure on Dinosaur Planet, I feel, because that game's so good too. Like I get we got Armored Assault, but that ain't the same. We would have got another Star Fox where there would have been an actual adventure game.
We probably would have actually had a continuation of the story.
Yeah.
Instead of going backwards.
But they didn't have a choice because, like, bro, like, I see.
Now, they had a choice on going backwards with the story.
They had a choice on going backwards, but I'm like, as far as like what they were trying to do,
no, they didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I do, because one of my gripes, my only gripe with Star Fox Adventure on Dinosaur Planet was the flight stuff, the flight sections. That was my only gripe.
That felt like it was thrown in last minute.
Yeah, like, just let me go to the other planet. I mean, don't even have it in there. And then the ending, where you're like, okay, I got to fight Andros again, but I haven't been flying enough to get a rhythm going. So
that section felt so off-putting.
Yeah, but I'm glad the big homie Falco does come through with the save in that boss fight. But yeah,
I really want to do a series on different I already did one for Falco, but I might redo it. I really want to do a series on different Star Fox games that could be possible right now.
Yeah.
Gosh,
I mean, because I enjoy Star Fox Zero. I enjoy Star Fox Zero, but I do understand why some people didn't like it. But I also think that a lot of people complaining about the gameplay, they just didn't want to use it. They wanted to, because look, and that's a problem that Nintendo had with the Wii U. You can use whatever control scheme you wanted, and on the vast majority of games, you had Pro Controller, Gamepad, Wii Remote and Chuck, the third party Nikos. Like you had so many different options that to not give an option on that game, I understand why some people got upset. But at the same time, I do think that it was probably one of the easier ones once you just took the time to do it. Just took the time to play it.
Right.
I think though, if oddly enough, I still have the feeling they'll be making a translation of that game where they do have the easier control setup, but you just can't get a perfect score.
Yeah.
That would be the concession I would make. I'd give you the additional control style, but you're not going to get a perfect score until you master how to play the game the way it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's not hard once you get the hang of it. It really ain't hard.
No, it's not. It's not a hard game. It's only as complicated as you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it don't take long to learn. I'm like, my nephew at the time was like 5 or 6, and he picked it up in the first level. But that was grown men in their 30s complaining.
Couldn't beat it on easy. Yeah. Couldn't beat the first level on easy.
Yeah.
Where you take no damage.
Basically.
That's sad.
Like, bro, okay, what up, man?
I don't know how uncoordinated you are.
Very.
But they was complaining. but a 5-year-old who just wanted to play it because he saw his uncle playing it. He's like, this is fun. And he picked it up in no time. But a grown man can't pick it up. Just saying. So
got to be more careful.
Got to. All right, peeps. We're going to call it for this episode. Thank you, everybody in chat. We appreciate you for coming through. Andre, anything you want to pimp out?
I mean, well, I do just want to say I made it over 1,000 subscribers this week.
Congratulations.
I did do a live stream going over Sungrad's Mario Kart video. I also had the video talking about how DLSS and technology, and my third pick your poison, smiling Batman or serious Spider-Man, which did not do very well for some reason. I don't know. Maybe that combination scared people off. They was like, nah, Spider-Man, a smiling Batman and a serious Spider-Man, and you trying to have us pick? Maybe not.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Yeah. That's probably not a good idea.
Look, the first two did decent. That one was just like, nope. We'll have to go back to the drawing board for that. But if you're interested, those are there. And I'm trying to get more videos pumped out this week. I got a whole bunch of other stuff that I've been trying to get done. So I'm looking forward to getting more videos out. And apparently me getting that fourth digit for some reason has shot my views up. So we'll see where that goes. If it's only temporary because YouTube is paying me a little bit of extra attention right now.
Right.
We'll see, but we will support. Jack.
I've said it a few times, but getting ready for this live stream within, I think it's like a week or two. So getting everything set up. I did my very first video in like that setup in the room, which is a little bit different. I'm opposed to just doing it here in my studio, and just ready to do it, man. I'm ready to kind of get it kicked off and kind of do that first pilot episode. To have certain conversations. I think one of the first ones I want to have on that pilot episode will be centered around like the idea of mobile gaming, because while it was something at one point in time they were talking about, it was going to trump console and handheld gaming. Like they were going to be up out of here because of how popular mobile gaming was. And you know, when you watch some content creators that are really in that mobile space, their consensus is it's just a handful of games that's getting a lot of microtransactions and not a lot of games really doing anything. And you kind of got into a space to where developers figured out really all I got to do is like a handful of this. I don't have to make a game look good or play good. I just need you to get in on these microtransactions. So I really want to kind of deep dive into what happened with mobile gaming, and what sparked that was the fact that we have actual like mobile gaming phones. So when you look at the Red Magic 10 that just came out not too long ago, and I'm like, are there games that would warrant you to buy this device? Like, and that's what sparked my attention, because if you're going to go out your way to make it, something has to be there. And I just couldn't find what game that was or what set of games were available. So I just want to kind of get into the conversation with that on the first one. But yeah, I mean, that and a news channel will be coming up here pretty soon.
Okay. All right. As for me, there are going to be some gameplay vids show up this week. I got one planned for tomorrow and one planned for Tuesday. I'm going to put up the, like I said at the beginning of the episode, I'm going to put up the gameplay for Kazan, the first Berserker demo, the first 30 minutes that I played. That demo is available on Microsoft and Sony. I think it's available also on PC. I'm not sure because I didn't look for it, but it is available on those two platforms. So if you want to check it out, you can. Dark Void, to answer your question, should be, but yeah, I don't know if they would, because of the simple fact that those commercials for the Super Bowl cost they price gouge.
Those things ain't cheap.
And most companies, they, especially now with like how social media is, you might as well just put it on your YouTube channel and put it out yourself. So I don't know. From a business standpoint, it makes sense if they should do it, but from a actual standpoint of knowing how much it costs for like just 30 seconds, they're probably not going to do that. They're probably not. Because I remember Sony didn't one time just because it was just too much. So they did it on their YouTube channel and sent it out on their YouTube channel, put it on Twitter and all that. People thought it was on the game. It wasn't. It was actually from their social media. So I don't think they will, just because of how much it actually costs for commercials. Like the only people who can really get away with it like that is like ultra corporations. Like your movie's gonna be there. Your beer commercials, your Doritos, your Coca-Cola commercials, they're gonna be there because they probably already have deals in place. But some of these other ones, they're probably not going to be there just because it costs too much, just for 30 seconds. It just costs too much. So I don't know. Unless they, and to me, I would think they would already be and said something.
Yeah.
If they were going to be there, to make it to make it known to everybody so they'll watch the game. Because some people do watch them just for the commercials, to be honest.
Yeah.
If right now it's looking like it's going to be because the Eagles smacked the mess out of the Commanders, and right now it's looking like if Buffalo keep messing up, it looks like it's going to be the Chiefs and the Eagles again. So that's what it's looking like right now. So I'm not watching it just because I said if the Chiefs get in, there ain't no point. So there's that. But
I never thought that was like the main
too
consensus.
many in a row.
Yeah, like everybody feels the same way.
Well,
and that's so wild.
It's the refs. It's not It's not them. It's the refs. Like if you're sitting up here watching a game and you see I skipped a couple of the New England Patriots Super Bowls because I'm sitting up here like, no, why would I watch that? I already know what's gonna happen. Y'all told me from the get. I know what's gonna happen. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch it. But if it's the Chiefs and the Eagles, I'm probably just not gonna do that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, other than that, that's all I got planned for this week. So make sure you subscribe to everybody if you haven't. Share our video out if you like it. Once again, the audio version of this will be on Spotify tomorrow. I don't know why the links are messing up. Ever since Spotify did that update, the links don't work until like 2-3 days after.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking when they did that.
Yeah, so it'll be up on our Spotify account. So if you wanna get the audio version, just check it out. It'll be up there. It'll be live tomorrow. I'll make sure to try to put it up tonight, but it'll be live tomorrow for sure. But I just won't be able to link it in Discord or on Twitter or Blue Sky just because the link don't work. It don't go anywhere when I post it. The link only works like 2 or 3 days after it, which I don't understand why they do that. Yeah. So, all right, peeps. Thanks for watching. We will see you guys next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, peace out, peoples. Have a good night.
Peace, folks.